Okay, so 2K25's latest update did a lot. Considering the game hasn't been out for, I don't even know now, has it even been 2 months? It feels longer. The patch notes itself were just gigantic. Small details, bigger ones too, but this video is going to give you everything that's pretty big that has been updated or fixed. The first thing I have to mention, of course, if you followed Matt along this journey for many years, Degeneration X, totally fixed in the game. I'm a very happy man. Add Sean, add Triple H. The full template is in there, which is great, so we don't have to go in and individually do everything. Change the cast so you have Triple H and Sean in the right spot, but the entire entrance works with the Trons and the banners and the music, and it's wonderful. Also, you can go in and select Triple H, DX, Shawn Michaels, DX entrance motions for their single entrances and apply everything the way you wish. This has always been a big deal for Matt over here because, well, I grew up in the Attitude Era. I loved DX back then, and I always want to be able to have them in there for like universe mode or simply just have it work. It's just one of those things that's eluded me for so long. I'm happy it works, and it's totally good. Another entrance that's actually been updated was American Made. You may have seen this making the rounds already, but their full faction entrance does work. It actually looks really good. I'm pretty impressed with how it turned out. Set up like a one-on-one match, for example, with Chad Gable, add everybody else for American Made as managers, you're all set. Now, some of the models have also gotten a little bit of an update, and I'm sure people will be in the comments being like, I found this one and I found this one.
This lady's makeup on her lower lip was fixed.
To that I say, good for you. I'm glad you're happy with it. But some things to make mention of. I think Braun Breaker, his model seems to be looking better, more jacked, a little bit bigger. So tinker around with different models and then see which ones have popped up. I think Bailey got an update. Shout out to Just Brian, my buddy over there, because he said that Bianca got some makeup updates too, so yay. And BFAB as well. Now, other entrances and attires that have been fixed, entrance-wise, The Rock, when he comes out with the People's Championship, the ring announcer will actually announce that he is the WWE People's Champion. I love Final Boss's entrance, by the way. It still gets me. CM Punk, when you have his alt attire for his manager attire for My GM mode, that's been in there since day one. It never really worked, at least for me. I played it on PlayStation, I've been testing it out on Xbox as well, and I've noticed that before the patch, I can never get Punk's black jeans and t-shirt, that attire to actually work. Since the patch, it seems to be working just fine. Fraxium. Big fan of the Fraxium. I loved Axiom's match against Gunther, by the way, a few weeks back when they had that on SmackDown. That was just a banger. Even Nathan Frazier had his match on SmackDown going up against Rey Fenix. Oh man, that was good. But Fraxium got their Trons updated. Now, Fraxium's already set up as a dedicated team in teams, but they come out separate, they come out individually. Just go in there and toggle over to their entrance details and make sure that they are coming out as a tag. If you do that, then everything is set up, hit save, you don't have to change anything. But they did update their Trons, and that was one of the patch notes that they did throw in there, was we're seeing a lot more of Tron updates. I did, however, go in to look at AJ Styles, for example, to see if AJ got his older theme song added back in. They did not. That was a bummer. He still has his heel theme going on. I thought that was kind of a negative. Also, Evolution. I know they've updated Trons and all of that, and they did the Matt's big favor of DX. Wonderful. But Evolution, only the theme song is in there. No Titantron for Evolution. No banners, no logos. Come on. Now, big one for gameplay in the modes themselves. I've gone through a couple of different modes. I have been looking at the comments, by the way. People in there yelling things all day long. But a lot of people have been great, and they've been adding in things that they notice that have been fixed. One thing I did notice that I tried out was going to be special guest referee. You can now enable and disable the special guest referee meter at any point. Makes it great now because, well, frankly, I'm going to turn that thing off probably all the time now because I don't need a referee coming in after 1 minute and just destroying my special guest referee match. Now you can disable it. There's no ref meter. Go crazy, smash people with chairs and kendo sticks and be a good referee, a bad referee. You can disable the meter. That's a great little fix for the toggle, by the way. Another one that has come up and people have thrown it in the comments a ton was going to be with Royal Rumble matches. Now, I did this twice to see if it was fixed. At least for me, it seems to be fixed now. I went in and did a Royal Rumble, Women's Royal Rumble in universe mode, and I wasn't seeing any of the AI rolling out of the ring. I was able to do eliminations fine. The AI did eliminations and they worked. Nobody was just ducking and rolling out of the ring and exiting and causing the problems. I then went into exhibition to do a regular Royal Rumble, played through a ton of it, and everything, again, for me, worked totally smoothly. I had zero issues with it, so it seems like the Royal Rumble match has been fixed. Now, there's even more that has been fixed. We can deep dive a little bit of universe mode here, ladies and gentlemen. Before we do that, we gotta thank today's sponsor. Now, I gotta be honest with you. I'm not somebody that does a lot of the cooking in the Assemble household. We're very busy, we have a couple of kids, and everyone's just hungry all the time, but we also want to eat very healthy too, as much as we can. That's where Factor comes in. Factor takes away the stress of meal prep and planning and figuring out what the heck we're gonna do for dinner every day. Delicious, ready-made meals. Every fresh, never frozen meal is chef crafted, dietitian approved, and ready to eat in just under 2 minutes. You can choose from a weekly menu of 35 options, including popular stuff like Calorie Smart, Keto, Protein Plus, or vegan or veggie. Not a picky eater, but I need something that's really gonna fill me up and be satisfying. You can discover more than 60 add-ons every week with Factor, like breakfast, on-the-go lunch, snacks, and beverages to help you stay fueled and feel good all day long. We sometimes rely way too much on takeout. Factor takes away that urge to have to go and call and get a delivery and pay way more than you should. Factor is cheaper and way more delicious. You get chef-crafted restaurant quality meals delivered right to your door. They're ready to heat in just 2 minutes. More time back for you. Great ingredients like filet mignon and shrimp, truffle butter, broccoli, asparagus. We personally do use Factor here at our house. So one of the great things is the flexibility to be able to change what your order is and what you get every single week. So you don't feel bored, you don't feel repetitive with what you're eating, and you can change it up a lot. So Factor is very flexible. You can change your order up every week with plans from 4 to 18 meals per week. You can pause, you can reschedule your delivery times too. Use my link in the description below and get 50% off and free shipping on your first Factor box. Thank you so much to Factor for supporting the channel. Now back to the video. Okay, so Universe Mode. One of the big things that they did was they went in and they made rival reactions work for PLEs. This was not something that I was expecting. I geek out over Universe Mode because I like to get in there and I like to do the tinkering. I like to just make everything, all the matches and all the shows, every play, and make them work exactly how I want and line it all up. I like to tinker way more than playing the matches on a weekly basis, if that makes sense. But I love the new additions, and one of the things I didn't think we would get this year, I thought it'd be like a next year fix, was rival reactions working on PLEs. Now we can do that. Any PLE, you can run promos, attacks, ambushes, whatever you want from the list, it will work at the PLE. Big stickler was going to be Money in the Bank. Now I'm an old dummy, so I was having a really hard time trying to figure out how to get this to work. And it's really just my fault because of the way you have to set up the rivalry in order to trigger Money in the Bank. 2K, could you make this like cleaner, easier? People love Money in the Bank cash-ins. Not having it in Universe Mode for PLEs, that was a big mistake. That has been fixed. It does now work. But could you make it a little bit simpler like we had in the old day? Can I just press up on the D-pad and just cash in during a match, mid-match? Can I do something like that? All these rival reactions, and they tie them in, so like to get the certain cutscene, it's got to be a triple threat. They also have to be part of the rivalry. Anyways, I hope it gets fixed up in the future, but in the meantime, very happy to report that Money in the Bank cash-ins for a PLE, it works. Just make sure you set it up correctly. So you have to have the Money in the Bank holder. In my situation, I had Seth Rollins holding Money in the Bank, and he has to go up in a rivalry against the champion. My example, it was Gunther. So when I did this, I set up a match between Seth and Gunther at the PLE. I went to rival reactions, make sure you set it to free mode so you have free gambit of whatever you want to do, and I was then able to select cash in. Now, based on the rivalry settings, this is where there's so many layers to this, but based on the intensity you do for your rivalry, it allows you to open up certain Money in the Bank cash-in sequences. Again, could be a triple threat match and then a cash-in works, or if you lower or raise the intensity, it will open up one of the other Money in the Bank cash-in scenarios. So for me, I did the one where Seth comes out at the end of the match. So we had a match between CM Punk and Gunther for the title, and Seth came out at the very end. It cut to the cutscene, and Seth did a cash in, and we got a new world heavyweight champion in Seth Rollins. This is a terrific update. I was lucky enough to go to the 2K event, and one of the pieces of feedback I gave, as well as other creators did in the moment, sitting there with the developers, we played Universe Mode because a lot of us really want Universe Mode to be bigger and better. And sitting there with the devs, that was one feedback we did give, was you gotta give us actions, promos, Money in the Bank cash in at WrestleMania. It matters to players. They want to have that working. So it does. Just make sure you follow Matt's steps to get the cash-ins to actually work properly. Promos do work. I just find the promo system very limited in general. It has nothing to do with, PLE promos. But the good news is that we can get them to work now. So you can have your rivalries working and get into that title match between Tiffany and Charlotte. That was a heck of a promo on SmackDown, by the way. But you can do that at WrestleMania and you can have a promo running at the beginning of it and then leading into the match. You can turn down the match. It allows for more variety this way, and I am so glad they did this. The other thing they did with Universe Mode has to do with Saturday night's main event. So the Saturday night's main event arena has been added in with the patch. You can play it wherever you want, but it has been added into your Universe Mode calendar. I went in and set up a brand new universe every single time just to test it out, and it's there in December. So they've preloaded it. It's a great addition. Fills up the calendar a little bit more. Now, not everything is perfect. I've seen comments and people reporting that things like Create a Championship, there is issues in there. 2K said that they went in to tweak or fix Bloodline Rules match. I tested this out between Austin and The Rock. I had 0 issues, but I didn't have any issues in the beginning before the patch. But Bloodline Rules matches work just fine. Other things tried out just to make sure. Universe Mode, I went through and had the Royal Rumble winners simulated and went to WrestleMania, and both of them were challenging for the belts. So Universe Mode it's much tighter now. Seems like, anyways, that there's less room for error. The other thing that was fixed, and I believe it was with this patch, but at least it's when I noticed it anyways. If you go into any of your superstars for your roster in Universe Mode, and you want to be able to change and set the attire, what their default attire is going to be, that has been corrected too. This seems to come and go every single year. If you want Roman or Cena with a specific attire and not the default one, head into that superstar and edit them, and then just change what their original attire is going to be to one of the new ones you've downloaded or created. Do me a favor, comment below what fixes you've seen or what things there's still not fixed and might be trash for you. Also, just wanted to mention, we have another channel called Assemble Wrestling, talking all WWE topics, deep dives, video essays, things like that. So if you guys want to come over and check that out, it would mean a lot. I'll leave the link in the description and the pinned comment too. Have a great day. See ya.